What's going on? Welcome to the channel, and today we've got a 20-minute full body workout. Beauty of this is I'm going to guide you through all levels, whether you're beginner, intermediate, advanced. This is a little different. It's body weight only, so stay tuned and we're going to crush today's workout. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name's Frank. I'm a certified personal trainer and fitness nutrition coach. On this channel, I like to help you move, feel, and look better through mobility training and nutrition. And before we get started, as always, click that link down in the description or in the comment section below if you want to go ahead and skip straight to the workout. For today, you won't need any equipment or any weights. This is a body weight only workout. So if you're on vacation, still stuck in quarantine somehow, this workout is for you, okay? So, and the beauty of this workout is that it's gonna be focused on our upper body, our lower body, our cardio, and our core. The only thing we're not gonna train is our back. So if you wanna check out, look at my exercise tutorials. Those are my playlists that I do focus on a lot of explanation of my videos and my workouts, kind of like a lot what I do here in these, but I have a few back exercises in there. So you might scroll through those if you have access to a gym. That's the only problem with a lot of body weight stuff is it's very hard to train your back. But in my future series of videos I'll be releasing, we'll have a suspension trainer that will really be able to hammer that stuff out. So anyways, today we've got a 5-minute dynamic warm up. We've got a 10-minute workout that we're gonna use with our body weight. And then we're gonna have a 5 minutes of stretching. So I always preach to my clients, you've gotta have mobility, you've gotta have stretching in your workout, even if you have to cut the workout short, because every time you train and you don't stretch, you don't do mobility, you're gonna get tighter, okay? So we're gonna start off. This 20-minute workout is gonna be a little bit more intense than others. It's every minute on the minute. There are no rest breaks. There are no rest breaks. You're just gonna be going, all right? So if you do have to pause the video, like always, I'm gonna go ahead and preview that next exercise. If you've gotta hit the pause button, please go for it. Remember, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not your therapist. I am not your trainer. So please do this at your own risk because you can get hurt, all right? So again, we've got 20 different moves. The first 5 moves is gonna be a dynamic warm-up. We're getting loose. The next 10 moves, that's where it's gonna be the meat and potatoes of the workout. It's gonna be a little bit harder. We've got a push-up. We've got a squat variation, we've got a cardio move, and 2 ab exercises, okay? We're gonna repeat all of that twice, 5 minutes of stretching at the end. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's grab our water bottles, let's get hydrated, and we're gonna smash today's workout. All right, let's grab a little swig of water before we get started. And I don't even think I mentioned this in a video. Generally, I like to drink at least a bottle of water maybe an hour before I work out, or half a bottle, anywhere from 8 to 12 ounces before starting, maybe 30 minutes before, so you know your body has a little bit more optimal energy to perform. So we are gonna get started. I'm gonna hit this timer. We're gonna get right into it. Here we go. So we're starting off. We got the inchworm, prone cobra, getting loose. So plank position, dropping the hips, retracting the shoulder blades. I'm gonna move my neck around just a little bit. Watch from shrugging, keep those shoulder blades back. You can even keep the hips elevated, and then we're gonna walk it back. Coming all the way back up to the top. Bringing it back down. Inchworm, I'm trying to keep the legs as straight as possible. Lock out those legs, walk it out, plank position, and then from here, no push-up, we're just dropping the hips. And then again, ideally, I wanna try and keep my wrists underneath the shoulders. As I drop the hips, I bring my shoulder blades back. I may keep my hips elevated, or if you're a beginner, keep your hips down. Drop the neck to each side, twist and turn. We're just trying to get loose. It's a great exercise just to help stretch out the abs, stretch out the hamstrings, warm up the shoulders a little bit. So we're gonna come down one more time, walk it out. We got a plank position, and then we're gonna slowly drop those hips. If you're a beginner, you can drop the knees, a little bit more advanced. Keep them into the air. Keep those shoulder blades back. We're twisting, we're stretching. Let's bring it back up to the top, right into the next move. We got the reverse lunge, world's greatest. Dropping reverse lunge, hand down, and then we get that forearm into the instep of the foot. And then all we're gonna do is we're gonna push back up together. Reverse lunge, hand down, we're dropping low. World's greatest, we were just getting that elbow and that forearm into the instep of the foot, trying to get a nice deep stretch. Pushing, and I'm stepping up together. As I step up, keep constant tension on the legs, okay? So we're coming down, we're getting loose. For some of you, this might feel like the workout, but this is a warm up, okay? So we're just trying to open up the hips, open up the groin, push, we're stepping up together. And then we're just dropping back. And I like to have that hand just into the instep of the foot, either into the side or right in line with my toe. Forearm directly into the middle of the foot, right? Stretching, you might bounce it a few times. stepping up together. Let's get one more, drop it back, coming down onto the ball of the back leg, dropping, pushing, stepping, switch sides. Reverse lunge, world's greatest again. If your wrists are tight, you can use a knuckle. Drop that forearm into the end step of the foot, really stretch it here. And then you can use a hand on the thigh if you need to, if you're a beginner, and then push and step together. Like I said, if you're brand new to this, get the reverse lunge, chest tall, drop. You can even drop the knee if you need to, drop the hand. This might be all you have. Some of us have different mobilities, so we might be here. If you can go further, elevate, drop, get the wrist down, hand flat, stretch. Hand on thigh if you need support, push up together. It's the only time I'm gonna give you that exception to put your hands on your knees when you're doing this lunge, because again, we're getting loose. You may even stay here for a second. Open up that hip. These hips get tight. That's why I love this move, the warm up. We're doing a dynamic warm up, just so I can really open up my hips and my groin. Coming back down, dropping into it. Nice stretch, open up those hips. Bounce it a few times if you have to, and then coming back up. All right, next move, we're gonna do a scap push-up. So you can start off on your knees, like I said, if you're a beginner. And all we're doing here is we're thinking like retract the shoulder blades, good form, and then bad form, okay? So it's almost like a cat-cow in yoga, very similar. You have the cat, and then you have the cow, but with the scap push-up, same deal. You're in a push-up position, retract the shoulder blades, over-rotate. So we are opening up our thoracic spine, and we are just really retracting those shoulder blades and loosening up the shoulders. We're not bending the elbows at all. We're not doing a push-up. We're just over-rotating. If you're a little bit more advanced here, stay in a plank. Keep that stomach pulled in, retract those shoulder blades. Again, I'm not trying to bend the elbows, no push-up here, just retract the shoulder blades and then over-rotate. If you're a beginner, drop to the knees, retract the shoulder blades, over-rotate. This is gonna loosen up the scapula, it's gonna loosen up those shoulders, it's gonna help to improve the mobility in your upper body. Last move, we got our squat stretch, all right? I do this one so much. We're gonna sit down into this move, we're gonna go lower than normal. Use those elbows to push the knees out. Now, if this is all you got, stay here, but try and push these knees out. Hang out here for a little bit, wiggle the toes. If you can go all the way down, go for it. Push those knees out. Again, chest tall, try and keep your head up. All right, if you also can, you might get your hands to the outside of the thighs, wiggle around a little bit, all right? I'll show you from the side. Only if I have weight loaded on the top of my neck or my upper back, putting pressure downwards on my spine, then I don't want to go this low. You can see my back's pretty rounded here, all right? But I want to try and keep my chest tall. Some of us, we only may be here, and we just can't. Sometimes maybe our ankles and our shins and our calves are tight, but try and drop the hips, get the hands on the outside of the thigh, feet flat. Or if you're too tight, you can wiggle, and again, you can rock onto those toes just a little bit, okay? Just kind of wiggling around. Let's get ready, start the workout. All right, so we got our push-ups. If you're a beginner, brand new, right here. Remember that scap push-up? Retract the shoulder blades, dropping it down. Press and squeeze. Inhale on the way down. Exhale, press. All right, just repping out push-ups. We're going a little quicker. Nice control, all right? Intermediate, you can come down. And then we're here, regular push-ups. Just coming down. Press and squeeze, elbows out, bring the elbows in, contract. A little advanced, throw a little plyo. Hands out, hands in, mix up the grip, work the tris. Again, a beginner, keep those hands right here. We're just coming down. And then press, and then squeeze. Dropping it down, press and squeeze. If we're a little bit more on the intermediate side, like I said, you can come down here. And I can't really do plyo push-ups for a minute. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been on top of my conditioning yet. Summer's around the corner, I'm getting started. But I like to focus on these push-ups, moving it down. All right, so we've got an upper body. Next move, we got a squat, all right? So squat, squat pulse, squat jump. Squats, just down and up, all right? I'm a stickler for form on these. When I come down, my back is flat. When I come up, pelvic thrust forward, squeeze the glutes, all right? If you're a beginner, you're squatting, all right? And then if you're an intermediate, add a pulse and squeeze. You can go a little quicker, pulse at the bottom. Notice as I squat, I'm pushing those knees out, I'm pelvic thrusting forward, coming down, advanced, give it a little pop. Nothing crazy, but this is how you're gonna get your heart rate up a little bit, all right? Doesn't have to be explosive. We're not doing full squat jumps, okay? Squat pops. It's very light. Even if you did have bad knees and you foam roll, watch my foam roll in video, you take care of your joints, you could do these, all right? Beginner, slow it down. squeeze, okay? Really make sure when you come down, push those knees out, pelvic thrust forward, literally clench those butt cheeks, all right? Cardio move, break dancers, one of my favorite for conditioning, all right? So we're in that plank position, knees are bent, opposite hands to feet, all right? If you're a beginner, literally you could just kind of touch. I mean, I know it sounds crazy. Some of us, we can't do much. That's okay. You're just bringing, exhale. You're just trying to rotate, all right? Intermediate or beginner, you can still do this. Kick, hands to foot, kick, all right? Advanced, let's switch and move. Nice kicks, side to side. All right, I'm slowing it down. I like to keep my knees bent. I'm on the side here, so knees are bent, switching. Flat foot, kick the hand to foot, all right? And kick. And we're coming around and kicking. If you can go a little faster, what I do is from here, switch, switch. Push off the balls of the foot, switch, and the kick. Next moves, all right? We got our sprinter sit-up. So we're coming up, hands, down, down. If you're a beginner, okay, right here. Boom, or just knee to elbow. It's like that other video I did. We got a knee to elbow alternating crunch, okay? Sprinter sit up. Intermediate advance coming up. Hands back. Even if you're still intermediate, you can go here. Keep the feet down. Alternate as you're sprinting, right? Opposite hands, elbows to knees. If you're advanced, kicking those legs out. Alternating, all right? If it's too much, you can go ahead. Keep the feet down. You're sitting up, driving the elbow towards the knee. And if you're a beginner, here, bringing the elbows to the knees, okay? Bringing it up. And then last move of this 5 exercise circuit, which we'll repeat again, we got the reverse crunch, my all-time favorite. Beginners, here, just lift and then down. Keeping the head down. If you feel pressure on your neck, you can lightly keep the hands behind the head. Exhale at the top, lift the hips. Intermediate, bring the legs out. Here, and then bringing it down. Reverse crunch, lowering the legs, all right? If you're advanced, hands down, exhale, hip lift, fight it. Really get that negative on the legs. Exhale, squeeze. Big negative on the way down. All right, if you're a beginner, just here, bring the knees up and down. Make sure you focus on your breath. Exhale at the top. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, squeeze. All right, intermediates here. Get that full reverse crunch. Exhale, squeeze. If you want to add a little extra oomph, lift the hips, fight it. Don't swing the legs all the way back, bring them up. All right, taking it back from the top, going back into those push-ups again. All right, so we're down onto the ground. Like I said, use your knees if you have to. All right, so what I'll do is I'll do a few plyo. I can't go forever, but I'm gonna go ahead and push it. I'll take it till failure a little bit, see what I can do. I've definitely gotta step up my workouts because you'll notice I'm gonna gas out quick, but that's all right, so I can't do any more regular push-ups. Down, as I push up, bring those elbows in, squeeze. All right, if you have to use your knees, use your knees. I'm not locking out. See, I'm not locking out those elbows. I'm coming down, bringing it up. Down, squeeze, down. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. And then if you can't, right here, see I'm gassed out, use your knees. Crank out a few more. Whew. All right, next we got our squats, all right? Coming down, remember, add a pulse. I'm gonna go ahead and get the pop. Light pop the whole time. Go for it if you can. If you can't, nice squats right here. Get that pelvic thrust, clench the glutes, squeeze the glutes, push those knees out on the way down. Open up those hips, all right? So even with beginner workouts, you can make it intermediate or advanced just by putting a little extra energy into it. And again, what I'm doing is not easy. I'm decently getting a little out of breath, but we're here to push it. It's not meant to be easy. All right, little pops, especially when these pops get tiresome. Pulse, squeeze, pulse, squeeze. You can see my thighs are in line with my toes. All right, I'm pushing, squeezing the glutes. My inner thighs are burning because I'm trying to squeeze them into the ground. Boom. All right, back down into the ground. We got a cardio move. All right, give it our all on this one. All right, side to side. Switch, kick, onto the toe, opposite hand to foot. Bringing it back, opposite hand to foot. When you're going faster, here, you're switching feet, and then you're kicking. Hand, kick, foot. Hand down, switch, kick. Side to side. Rotating, back and forth. All right, if you have to slow it down, kick, going side to side. It's a good one. I'm not gonna talk as much because it's a little fatiguing. Almost there. Woo! Back down to the ground. Ay, ay, ay. Ah, sprinter sit up. Ush. 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 Again, when you're fatiguing, just here, knee to elbow. Try and sit up. If you have to, you can keep your back and your legs down, all right? We're going every minute on the minute. As you can see, now I'm really starting to get wiped. And if you want to repeat this workout twice, after we're done with the stretches, use that as your rest break. Click repeat, click on the timestamp, and do it again. It's a killer. So, you got some extra juice in the tank. We'll sit up. Oh, I'm running out of steam. Legs are dying. And I'm just gonna keep my legs down and sit up and squeeze. Abs on fire. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Whoosh. Woo. All right, reverse crunches right into it. Bring those knees up, kicking it out. So here, if I keep my hands down to the ground, my neck gets a little tight. Even when I'm doing here, this is tight. If I have to take a break for a second, go for it. Exhale, bring the legs out, inhale, breathe in. Try and hover the legs. If you have to tap the ground, go for it. If you can hover them, here. Exhale, inhale on the way down, breathe in. Focus on your breath. Inhale, take in energy. Exhale, release energy. As you inhale, you expand the diaphragm. Helps protect the core. That's why I take a deep breath of air on the way down. I exhale at the top. As I exhale, take all of the air out of your stomach or out of your lungs. That's gonna help you get a deep contraction. Inhale and exhale. Almost there. One breath. Woo, made it right into the stretches, guys. Single leg lying hip flexor quad stretch. One of my faves to open up those hips. My legs are super tight right now. So I'm gonna lay right here. If you're a beginner, you're here. All right, intermediate, rocket dynamic. Get onto your hand and then drop back. All right, you're trying to get onto your elbow. From your hand to your elbow, all right? Once you get that a few times, intermediate, advanced, maybe even intermediate, elbow, shoulder, all right? Elbow, shoulder. All right, then as you're going through it further, ideally you do not want this leg to come up. If it's coming up, you're a little tight, but I might go from shoulder to like open book. Shoulder, relaxed, and then open it up. Think mildly uncomfortable when you do this. Mildly uncomfortable, and then relax. If it's too much, go from here, and then drop it. Boom, right into the other side, switching legs. Bringing one leg back, all right? And we're slowly dropping down. So if you're a beginner, you might just stay here from the hand down to the elbow and the forearm. Hand, elbow, forearm. If you can, I'm gonna go from the elbow to the shoulder, and you might pop it back up. You can see my right side super tight, because as I come down, that hip pops up a little bit. And it's something I'm always working on. I'm right-handed, right side dominant. So I have to do the stretch a little bit longer. You might even do it for a couple minutes, but this is one of my best ones because as you're running, squatting, doing anything, walking with your legs, these get tight. So from here, open it up. All right, coming forward, relax. mildly uncomfortable, open it up. And the longer I stay in here, the easier it gets. And you gotta think, you gotta find that happy place, you gotta relax, because these muscles get tight. You really gotta embrace the stretch, all right? I've done this on a few videos. Actually, my treadmill video, if you haven't seen that, check it out, because I do these exact same stretching routine. We're gonna go into our half pigeon. Get into that stretch, all right? Some of you, this is all we got, all right? So you might just stay here. If your leg has to go back because your hips are tight, that's fine. Ideally, I wanna try and get my foot in line with the knee, maybe a little back. And I'm just gonna sit here. Just do this if you're starting off, all right? If you have a little bit more energy, let's see if we can rock a little bit. So I'll go from like, onto my toe or flat foot, and I'm gonna try and rock. You may switch your toe position and then rock it back, right? This is a dynamic movement, so this will slowly open up your hip and glute. If you can go a little bit more intermediate here, all right? Go to your elbows, you might come back up. This might be mild, pretty uncomfortable, so just go from here to here. All right, getting a little advanced, reach those hands all the way out. Watch from dropping onto one side. Keep the hips down, reach. Throw that arm, thread the needle, drop into that side, all right? We just hit that timer, so let's switch legs, same thing. Let's piggyback off of what I was just saying. Having that foot forward. Again, keep your back leg in line with the front leg. Watch from like falling over, okay? Keep those hips in alignment, so foot, leg, knee, hip, glute. Dropping it down. I'm gonna try and bring those arms out. Drop, relax. Drop it down, stretch, and then relax. If I can go a little further, find that sweet spot. You might start really relaxing. Just hang out here for a little bit. This is the only time is towards the end of the workout where I wanted to get like a static stretch. But a dynamic stretching, we're moving, right? We're trying to enhance movement. And I like dynamic stretches more because you can take the stretch to a little bit more uncomfortable than usual and then back out of it. So with a static stretch, you only want to kind of go to where it kind of feels comfortable, but as you get more advanced, you can go a little further, all right? And then last move, we're gonna sit down right on our glutes, our butt, and we're just gonna do a dynamic hamstring stretch, or you might even do a static stretch, but dynamic seated hamstring, we're just gonna come here, reach, touch the toes, and back off. A lot of us, touching your toes, it's gonna feel hard for the rest of your freaking life. I don't know what it is about hamstrings, but they always feel tight. I even have super flexible people, and again, as I train them, their hamstrings are still tight to some degree. It just feels tight, but you gotta embrace the stretch. So I go here. If you can't touch your toes, that's okay. We have different mobilities, right? So maybe to your shins, go as far as your body will allow. Try and reach the hands over the top. You might even alternate, play around with it. One hand around. When you bring your hand, opposite hand to foot around, that really gets the outside. Vastus lateralis, anterior tibialis, outside of that shin, outside of that quad. Same thing, you may alternate back and forth, right? Bringing the hands forward. Nice stretch, dropping the head down. Whew. Man, we made it. Okay, a little tougher workout, all right? Probably last year around this time, I would honestly say I was a little better conditioning, Pandemic, Corona all started, it hit. And I thought to myself, like, I am not gonna let any kind of virus or whatever bring me down. So I started training harder. So many people talked about COVID weight, and I get it. Maybe some of you were scared, you stayed indoors. It was on times of uncertainty. But for me, being a trainer and coach, I'm like, that's how I think there's a lot of strength through struggle. There's an opportunity there. So I knew I was gonna do whatever it took to get in the best shape. So I started training harder. I stepped up all my workouts. I took myself to the point where I couldn't breathe that much, right? Because I figured if there's a breathing disability or a virus that impacts my cardiovascular or my lungs, I'm gonna do everything in my damn power to prevent that. And I even did get COVID last year, and for me, it wasn't that bad. But again, if I was, completely sedentary and didn't take care of myself, because as a kid, I was super out of shape. Even though I played soccer, I ate a ton of unhealthy food all the time and gained a lot of weight. So again, you can combat any kind of illness or any kind of cardiovascular respiratory disease if you strengthen your heart, take care of yourself, take care of that immune system. That's why, as you saw today, this is the first workout I think I did on the channel where it's all back to back. It's super hard. It's even challenging for me, and you'll notice in some of the exercises I had to turn it down a level because, I just can't go 110% the whole time, right? And maybe even some of you have to pause the video, and that's completely fine, all right? So if you're brand new to the channel, again, my name's Frank, certified trainer and coach, fitness nutrition specialist. Click that notification bell, please. Turn on post notifications because every Friday at noon, I'm dropping a new video, okay? As I go further along with this, I do want to put out more videos, but for me right now, I'm super busy. The past couple of years, I've been blessed. Business has been great, but I am fortunate enough where I can just, at least crank out some videos for here once a week. And that's a lot for me right now, but I'd love to do 2 or 3 a week, maybe get to that point. So if you share this content with more friends and more family members, I can bring on my videographer full time. We can have videos every day, right? That would be the dream. So again, share this with a friend or family member that could really benefit from this information. And thank you for watching the video. And I can't wait to see you following along with some of my other workouts.
I keep on working, got purpose and worth. Music's my cure and this world is my purse. Get rid of this curse with every verse. Of course I've been hurt, but some have it much worse. Leave me alone, get out of my head. Block out the opinions until I am dead. They all go to speak, but you listen instead. Listen some more and you'll cease to regret. I keep on working, I got it on track. You gonna see my name up on the flag. I sail the ship and I'll never come back. I keep this bitch on the line to attack. Never look back, I make a record like Crash. Top of my bracket I smash, I'm like a pack. I'm about to stack it like cash. It's gonna happen so fast.
It never changed my